Hello，大家好，我是梅大科比。这个是《The Forgotten City》剧情流程第二部分。上一次呢，我们发现了一些关于这个黄金法则的事情哦，那以及就是说做哪些事情可能会触发黄金律法。那触发黄金律法下场就是全部人都变黄金雕像。那我们就是得遇到那种事情的话呢，我们就只能返回神殿哦，然后进行这个 time loop 哦，就是回到过去。那好消息是我们身上的东西还在，我们身上有钱，我们有手电那个拿到的黄金猎弓这些，都还在，所以这个我们可以拿到许多东西哦。然后更有趣的是，我刚才发现这个地那里啊，就是钱币啊，上面印的东西是我们一开始在选角的时候，你要选男生还是女生哦，然后这个头像是一样的，而银币上的头像是我们自己。我不晓得这是算是暗示什么吗？但是对。那这是第二次轮回了，第一次轮回了，我们轮回了一次哦，那整个重来了。我们必须要在有限的时间内，赶快再想办法阻止这个悲剧发生。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
我们以前进行过这样的对话。你名字叫做加里列里乌斯，你要来带我去见圣地乌斯。
Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on
这
it.
是他给我个东西哦。Oh my god， 有这个我们就可以啊。
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang onto the handles.
哦，
If it works, it'll be faster than walking.
为什么第一次不给我？
And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. But don't worry, it's completely safe.
谢谢你，看起来很可靠。
Oh.
我需要你阻止法比亚进入空无一人神殿，并告诉新来那个人他能在那里找到他要的。哦，
All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you.
Of course, just go. Thanks. 他怎么会相信我？不晓得，也许是因为我直接讲了他的名字，所以。最好钱可以拿。哦，我是很想要再继续探索，但是这个时间有限的话，呀，这里怎么可以爬上去啊？是怎样 ？What？ 这地方很大哦，所以。Treasure Hunter, thank you so much. I know I am. 我们身上其实已经有1000块了，倒是可以直接买下来。虽然那家伙是个混账。然后我们在上个部分有拿到。在最后的最后拿到这个蓄水槽的钥匙，所以我们也可以考虑把它打开来，我试试看吧。I mean, everything worth a try。重点就是我们要怎么走，那个门在哪？我们找不到了。
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I still don't have any of the answers, Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man but long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has it... Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family, we were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, a scuffle broke out and I was pushed overboard. I woke up by the river, near that shrine. Oh, that's all right. If you like. I'm afraid not. Although I did once hear. I don't put a lot of stock. If that doesn't work, then the many shall suffer for the sins. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as but on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth. And that all of us are born with a and that's where I get stuck. You don't think that's a little naive? Innocent men and women, torn apart in arenas while... Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not... There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us... Oh, thank you. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
要跳楼了。
No. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. Please just think this through. If you...
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Orpheus. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing.
自杀会打破黄金律法吗？应该不会吧？
I don't know, but it's a crime for
奴隶
slaves
自
to
杀
take
是
their
违
own
法的。
lives.
天哪！
Thank...
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how soon...
不过我觉得如果你真的活
You're
在那
not
种，
going to trick me. I'm no coward.
我只是觉得人怎么活下
Like
去而已
what? I'm stuck slaving away for that culus cumulatis for the rest of my life. What do I have to live for?
Can we be friends?
You're just saying that to buy time. You must think I'm an idiot. I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. That was not your fault. I'll have to let everyone know what happened, and I'd best pray for poor Orpheus. I hope you're coping. Oh, so
好吧，无法阻止。不过上次我跳下去的时候没死啊。上次我跳下去的时候我是没死啊，所以我不知道为什么他会活着。我不知道为什么他会死。这里是主神庙，蓄水池怎么走啊？完蛋了，真的忘记了。我怎么记得是有一个什么像是洞窟的门，然后里面有个门。对，不是这里吗？完蛋，我忘记那个蓄水架怎么走了。OK， 我不知道为什么没勾到，好吧，跳得回去吗？完蛋了，多灾多难的开端呢、当你自以为什么都知道的时候，结果什么也做不了。哦 ，OK， 我们会摔伤。 们可以跟他买那
And
1000
lets
块钱
out
吗？
his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll
Shit.
scare away my customers.
我要等他讲完。
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
看来多米提乌斯训练，他可能想要打架吧。
Ah, you're here. And, there's something. What was... Let's just... You know... As a man, I'm happy to tell you all about...
1000块，拿去吧。
And now for my end of the...
毒警，自杀。
This is hemlock. Drink this and your life will be over in no... Sorry,
这很明显是骗局，为什么不算违反黄金法
I
则？
offered to sell you a way out, and I should know. This isn't exactly the... There's a reason everyone else who bought my way out has kept it quiet.
我是不介意我自己有多蠢啊。
Oh, I think it is.
好，没关系，这都是得尝试的。这1000块是算是没有白花，而且哦，你会动耶！石雕，一个阴茎形状的小饰品，真假的？鲁菲巫师哦，所以你是鲁菲巫师。 这次你又不转头了。这笔记能看吗？可以。未写完的留言，一封写给罪人的，这是对你最后警告，罪人。哦，所以是你啊，鲁菲巫师。哦，赫巴什的笔记。赫巴什的梦日记描述他反复梦到一个名叫凯尔蒂的陌生人。 这个梦昨晚又来了。那个男人一如既往的在河边，他的脸隐约在某个奇特的公羊头饰下。再一次介绍自己为凯尔蒂，并告诉我，是他把我从河里拖出来的。他提到自己的名字的时候，似乎在笑，好像他代表了我所不明白的意义。凯尔蒂是谁？这个很像是这个把我们拖出来的那个女生，然后她叫做，也是叫什么凯蒂之类的。 Karen 啊，他叫 Karen 凯伦，有点像。Yes, I can. Shut the fuck up. 好，没有时间了，我们赶快走。银牌，一人做哦，多人受难。我们找到了这个威胁他的人了，所以我们也可以先去跟他讲。 这钱会重置。这个酒不晓得能做什么，也许是有什么用处。利维尔的笔记，对，我知道。哦，这里有涂鸦，没有血肉的魂影徘徊游荡。哦，应该是那个疯子写的，跟奈维亚。 看起来像在打架，又在哭，或者倒地绝望。上次我倒是没有彻底的把他走完哦，现在我们可以走了。有个人跪在这里，不晓得在做什么。
What are you doing here? Please leave.
奥科塔维亚，他为什么会在这里？ 石盆，看起来有宗教意义。普鲁托，财富之父，这个是那个在方尖碑上的吗？哦，这里锁起来了，为什么要锁起来？他在干嘛？他显然不想要我在这边，跑走了。哇，真是奇怪了。那这洞窟真的是四通八达。他跑过这边了，好啊，我再继续探索一下，我不想理他。地方真的很复杂啊。我们绕了一圈了，对不对？对。这个植物，还有我们身上有阿波罗神殿的钥匙，只是我不知道阿波罗神殿在哪里。这水可以游泳。他想拿苹果，那我就不能拿。上得去吗？看起来不行。哦，wait。这里有，我们可以在水中射击。废弃的箱子有钱跟剑，9瓶。哦，这不是最后一瓶酒哦，这是有2瓶酒了。上得来吗？上不来。水底下有东西哦。好吧，像我们到主街道好了，因为这又有涂鸦了。禁止偷窃，禁止伤人，禁止，还来不及写完了。然后这个人，我也不知道怎么样才能够把他移走。里面有个宝箱，是不是要在黄金律法被触发，被破了之后，他们全部活过来之后，我跑过去？我猜。哦，这里就是叙事厅了。然后有东西吗？没有。哦，这是那个医师，对巫师，你就是异教徒啊？哎，也是穿着铠甲。
Can't talk long. Families from Seleucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else. Because we're all in grave danger. Imagine if you were dealing with what I... None of your business. Introiti ipsam cum mensula.
Introiti cum mensula.
If we have to. If I did, do you... I'll tell you this much. Ah, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming.
你有准备好吗？
I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when
Yes.
we're not looking? Of course I... No idea. Yes, so... And why should I? The one true God said... well... I don't know.
罗马众神不在乎同性恋。
There's only one true God. And he laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah. I am doing that. If I was about... I don't like... I... have...
他看起来是个好人啊，所以这还好，只不过
Welcome to my humble store.
罪人啊，这是他写的。我们已经找到人了。
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to our little community. Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some. My vote isn't for some. Well, help out, but... I like... You there, but... Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe. Far to the north. They weren't nearly as... Some people say it's divine. I mean, once you've been here long, which means one of two things, and I'm pretty sure I... Good. Then I hope you'll agree. The first is to leave.
你要怎么推翻神灵的统治？为什么他真实讲话不一样？
Nice to...
所以我们这事情算是完结了吗？想办法解决，劝说他不要再威胁危机。我们刚刚有劝说了，然后想办法解决危机遇到的威胁。这里怪怪的。
Welcome back. You... But once you get used to the... You see, usually there's an obelisk, and of course we can't get in, so we're... Unless... It's funneled below the palace, and the rest... It... Hey, I'm not... Oh, but... Or it... If... Of course... Some... I mean, which... And... Good. The first... I'm glad it's best if I... Nice...
奇怪了，我还以为已经有进展了，好像但是任务却没有没有写什么东西。这里我之前没来过。西奥菲勒斯的四个姑娘狂欢，他一个都没能满足，真逊了。切住他们在注视里啊，对，公共厕所。啊，这个海绵棍，在更糟糕的地方有发现过。 是他老婆吧？那个
A new face.
不
Are
是
they? And
李
may
奎西
Vesta
啊。
watch over. Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and
Oh,
without
jeez.
due formality or courtesy. proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mute, and then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily... Let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself. You know, I'm not entirely...
一个名叫凯文年却把不信我的，对。
Karen, you say? Older. I apologize. Have you spoken with any... I really think you should. I know... I just don't want to see what happened to Livia. You have? Then what is it? Yes. What else? That's true. What else? Yep, it's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. You mentioned earlier, you met a young woman. I see. And was this Karen?
Yes.
But
他甚至可以变成男的，然后就也是凯什么的，刚刚我们在信件里面有看到。
because I've seen her before. But don't follow too close.
这又出现一个莫名其妙的发展了，没想到。可是等一下，那个浴场不是会冒出一个杀那个刺客吗？也许时间还没到，所以。哇，他直接带我们。就是从这里掉下来的。
You're here. Here. Look down at the bottom of... If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it. Only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N. As in Charon. The ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can. That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
你的意思是活人也能来到冥界？
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. but they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti. And Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound.
Yeah.
I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again. Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
天选之人吗?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after living. Now that we don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
普罗塞皮娜，因为我们是从那个光辉出来的，然后时间轮回好像也是他，所以我觉得我们只能靠他了。
All Romans try to avoid saying it. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish. Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? That option would be the boldest, but as I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld.
没有，我们只是正常人而已啊。
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means. So, if you want, who knows? But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who. And the problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here. And there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and if you could recover... It's the towering stone monument, with 4... You'll find them all over Rome. But of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual, in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style. Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques. Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque. I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, George. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern. So,
克巴什的房间我们看过了。
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. But as I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will. If the stories are true, the problem is, how do we communicate with her without leaving that aside for a moment? There is also the possibility. Truly? And you're. Then again, I suppose you were worried. Can you tell me more?
都来自同一个人，所以我在想会不会是那个就是那个什么塞普什么皮娜的。
Fascinating. Perhaps
对啊，
she's a
普洛塞皮娜。
benevolent spirit. Or perhaps. Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself.
Proserpina.
If she has indeed been abducted, tell me.
没有。
Oh, I see. Well, let me know. All right. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone. In any case, may Fortuna.
啊，所以我们有一大堆目标要做啊，就是从这里掉下来的。所以这里面其实是一个壁画。Cool。哦，会被烧到哦，不错哦。唉，让我想想看，我们现在该做什么？太多事情可以做了。我们可以去偷这个，那也可以去蓄水池，或者是这个维基尔这个很奇怪，因为我们有劝说了，但是他没有打勾，所以我不晓得这个是怎么样。然后，我天哪！还可以阻止他自杀。哦，对，我们可以去问森蒂拉。森蒂拉是谁？我好像还没遇到。然后这个是，对啊，这个名牌，我们好像捡到一块了。然后这个，对，所以我们还有我们还有3块要找嘛。问题是我们该做什么？现在？ 主线的话也很多路可以走，一个是这个低语声，然后一个是这个名牌。我想就顺其自然。我先先把他那个该死的那个商人的那个东西给偷走好了。这要怎么偷哦？这个问题。
How'd you do?
偷窃不晓得会不会。
Hello there, friend. Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you'd be interested in. Now you're talking. I'm interested.
100块。
Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the bow of Ulysses we're talking about.
这把是神功的。
All right. But I'm going to need you to tell me before I pay up. Well, how do I know I can trust you? I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bark. Here's your money. Now, the location of that bow. What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own. What is this? Some kind of joke? I don't believe this is happening.
哦，最喜欢跟没文化的人合作了。这句话就是他上个轮回呛我的。
Don't even talk to me.
Oh my god, this is.
Don't even talk to me.
啊，他不想理我了啊 ，losers 啊，舒服啊，购物清单，淘宝成功后要买的东西哦。奴隶女孩，肤白丰满，哦，满足你的欲望吗？还是一个别墅，双马战车？哇，想的真多哎，真好哎，你走不掉的。我上了，我怀疑它里面有什么东西。阿瑞斯的雕像，为什么这里会有阿瑞斯的雕像呢？ 要怎么偷啊？直接正大光明拿走吗？
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
哦，原来如此。你偷了还是一定会？你偷了一定会？你偷了一定会进入轮回啊？OK， cool。 我应该先做完其他事情，再做这件，再搞这个的。哎，这真是失算了。啊，不过算了吧 ，so be it。逃跑路线的话，我记得这样走，我们可以顺着那个。 好吧，有点浪费轮回啊。不过我想这是无限轮回，所以没差吧。就是要赶快把事情做完了。
Salve, friend. Oh.
一样。
All right, let me see. I'll go.
OK， 那你怎么在这里？哦，对对对。
Oh, you're here. And, there's some... How dare you? Get away from me, you...
哇，好呛哎，好凶哦！这几个人确实是混蛋啊。哦，这是他在做的，酷哎。
The 49 Beladies fetch again
对，我记得可以跟他讲话。
with incessant labor, just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world. So this place accepts all the souls, but it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak its name.
我们在冥界。
Then it is true. I was right.
Yes.
I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
也许他真的来过。
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, and still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
得到的那一首诗，那其实他前面在发疯在那边乱念的时候，确实是有几句是从里面出来的。但是这代表什么？知道这个我又能怎么样呢？没有怎么样，这个任务就结束了，只是在证实，然后给他解脱而已。OK。这个还是不行啊。而且那个金雕像，我也不知道为什么不能踹，把它踹开，像对付其他人一样。OK， 这是那个该死的用。
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally.
啊，对对对。上次我跟他讲的时候
，Follow me.
上次我跟那个家伙讲的时候，
Let me see if I can explain it this way.
刚好时间到了。
When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9.
这是美好的处罚方式呢。
Didn't matter whether you'd done anything
Don't
wrong.
mind me. I just live here.
One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
我们已经知道黄金律法是什么了。
Whatever are you wearing?
那你又这是穿什么呢？你的脸怎么长那么奇怪？
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
也许是真的是这样子哦。
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me. I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city. You really aren't from here, are you?
All Roman women are named after their fathers.
Oh.
I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Sentilla. Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance. Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
We fucked it up again. Ah.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Yeah, you just said that before. 真迪亚的日记哦，对对对，这个看过，这我们上次有看过。
My room. Leave before I call Horatius. 装有鲜花和油制成的原始香水，还有一个镜子，都是香水。森蒂拉的日记，森蒂拉致森蒂巫师的森蒂亚，愿宽恕女神赐予你们原谅我力量。很抱歉以这种方式离开你们，但我已经找到逃离这里的方法，我决定行动起来。哦，所以他成功逃跑了吗？ Okay. Again, this is weird. 所以他成功逃跑了，离开这里了。谢谢你让我成为你的女儿，还有这个漂亮的生日吊坠哦。 所以是收养来的。有您这样的父亲和森蒂亚这样的姐妹，让我感觉既安全又幸运。我察觉到您最近一直担忧下个月的选举，但如果您向大家展示出我所知的强大的可靠的一面，您一定可以重新选我肯定。森蒂拉是被收养的。我们上次真的谈到一半了，直接就是被这个结局给。
I assume you already know who I am.
然后他也知道我的事情。
A curious name. Something about your demeanor. Now, a secret.
这些其实我们看过。
And in all that. Nor could, but the reason, if even, you see, from what we can and provoke, it's extraordinary. And all that matters is that somebody in... Unless you... I know that's a lot. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual.
哦，难怪我们。
I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future.
难怪，就是每次黄金律法被触动了之后，然后我们在逃跑到最后，我们会在神殿的门口看到他的尸体在那边。啊，难怪会死。
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
是啊，但是我想你还是会死的好几次吧。
Well, I suppose that... Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion.
Okay.
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. So you know about that already. That was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the Golden Rule. So I don't think it's connected with our imminent. Still, if you happen to find her and... Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your... An unbeliever, then. If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should... If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
就算反正就是这样子，我想是的，没有其他问题。
So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
所以我可以告诉他，我怀疑是谁要破坏黄金律法吗？不是很明显吗？那个市长不是那个即将成为这个执行官的行政官的那个人，不就是要打破黄金律法吗？然后这个老头就被那个角斗士杀死了，因为那角斗士想杀他已经很久了。昆提，就昆提吧，直接跟他讲了会发生什么事情。哦，对，杜利是一个奇怪的人。
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, Perhaps you're not aware he was caught. Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. It was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the 12 tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born. His deformities. Here, we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and, most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us, were he to be released and commit the crime. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is... I will not jeopardize the lives...
好吧。
Of course, what is it? If you stopped one person from breaking it and you're still here, then there must be... Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came with a warning about paradoxes. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox. To illustrate, when the Golden Rule is broken, I will open the doorway that will bring you here to prevent it from being broken. If you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the doorway, and you will never have come. The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If I can't summon you, then you can't be here, obviously. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand, you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us, and yourself. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the golden rule, and there is yet work to... Excellent. It looks like you're... Ask then. Good. Thank you.
奇怪啊，不是说可以跟他说我知道是谁了吗
You've returned. Of course. Yes.
坤。啊，麦略勒斯他会打破啊，然后
Why do you say that?
对
What? That's... I'm speechless. How do you know? Of course, this isn't your first loop. Well then, you must stop him from winning the election. I can't be seen to be involved in this. You'd better not waste any time. Good.
啊，跟他讲也没有用是吗？啊，天哪！我以为是他，我以为他会给我一些线索，结果没有。
How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe,
Are they?
还有个多米提乌斯。
You've returned.
Do I get the feeling you lot had something to do with Centilla's
Of course.
disappearance?
Yeah.
多米，没有。
Poor sweet girl. Not even
Why then did you say it looks like you'll have...
Got it.
Thank you.
然后那个时候在慌乱的情况下，我们跑到这里面，这里面好像也没什么特别的东西。有个留言啊，但是我们已经看过了。所以跟他讲谁有可能会犯下这个会违背黄金律法，也没什么用处。我还是得自己想办法解决啊。这样的话该怎么办呢？哦，然后这个是。
That's quite an impressive bow you have there, just like Diana's.
因为就是他的哦，不好意思。
Name's Rufius. No idea. Yes, so.
这个我们之前已经讲过了。
And why should I? Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... You know. I don't like where you're going with this. Smart.
Oh shit！ 所以说服失败了。啊，那我就是要想办法说服成功哦，这真是困难。
Welcome to my humble store. Greetings, I'm George. My friend, your words intrigue me more and more. And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Roman. Plus, I have no hair left.
我正想说你没头发。
But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Duli. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
原来在那边呢。
I hope that our paths.
唉。
Ah, and you. Nice to.
对他已经没有，他已经没有任何用下场了。控诉书。哦，对，那我们已经找到凶手是谁了，所以。然后这里是澡堂，公共厕所了，不是澡堂。
Salve。
哦，又触发这个小故事。
Hey Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you
Shiny.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city.
Salve and well. All right.
So it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else can do it.
可以把那个药给他了。
What are you doing in here? Can't she needs the resin of a plant called sil?
来，拿去吧。
What? Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Yeah.
Look, if you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place, at least, and while there's no shortage of snakes here. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here.
And she was good too.
可惜她已经 key 笑了。
Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed, and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
要去找那个疯子一次。可以给他钥匙。
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
这个是阿波罗吗？那应该要有箱子啊，应该要有上锁的箱子。
Salve.
风湿的治疗方法是柳树皮。哦。
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help. Was there something you wanted? As much as I'm grateful that you tried. The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far cruel.
不是他们吧？因为我们其实有到那个麦略勒兹的那个别墅里面呢，有看到他自己写的信呢，这应该是他自己服毒的。
Please, just leave. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you?
Okay.
All right. I'd been here about a week. When it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything.
Oh my god, 那该死的商人。
And then I learned her asking. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I paid Aurelia. You figured it out already. I wish I'd drink this. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor, I thought about resisting too. But he locked me in his villa, confiscated everything I owned as collateral. And his wife Claudia was just as bad. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours. Those two took everything from me. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
这跟我们想的一样啊。
Don't you think I know? I brought it on myself. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had... I doubt it. It seems at least until someone breaks the golden rule. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into... If so, I'd never be able to live with myself. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time.
啊，去看看吧。然后那个医生在哪里？
Shiny.
我们应该先把那个。 先把这个特效药的事情，公司哦，他就在这里，拉墙壁。
Feeling all right? Oh, I see.
柳树皮。
Willow back. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
OK， 如果没被他杀掉的话。
Thank you. Sure. Do you really want to know? I mean, glad. Oh no, there was one other person, but that wasn't. Well, she used to run until she suddenly the last time and but I want. He's you. I.
他又多给了我一份。OK。好吧，应该是没什么东西了，他应该身上应该没什么情报了。那我们就赶快。哦，是你哦。哦，所以是你。哦，对，是你。
I have nothing to say.
啊，可是他已经被我气疯了，完蛋。好吧，我们先，那如果是这样，我们先把。 我们先把其他事情做一做吧。Underworld Explorer， 一个正在喷出活水的喷泉。哦，可惜没有办法把水变黄金，所以这里就是那个高架区。 哎，不对哦，这个是那个别墅，这是那个奈维亚的地方。也就是说，我们现在还是没有办法。这个钱又重复的。在这边吧，这个门吧，我记得。哦，现在终于想起来了，还是锁起来的哦。哦，所以也不是这个东西。 那这边就是方尖碑了。哎，他又哦，对对对，我们轮回了一次。
Survey friend, I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under. All right. Well, it was lovely to meet.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh, P.S. What?
That's the.
What?
Why do you think? I'm.
Help.
Know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, you don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster.
2000啊，应该可以吧
Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts. Yulia and I are in debt bondage to Malleolus. So, really? Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work for you then?
No.
You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers? It seems today we're both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed.
Counselor. Okay.
Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news.
好，本公主她跳楼自杀，虽然我这样跳下去也不会死。哇，我是不知道为什么她会挂掉的是。所以这里我们可以放进去缺失的一块，但是我们还有3块要找。如果我们连规则都不知道，该如何通过这场测试？这个我想，因为我们也是让一个人气到已经是不想跟我们说话，我想应该无法完成了，不过没关系。哇，他用跑的，哇，他跑好快啊！哦，好吧，荡不过去，只能走正常路了。
Shalom. Scintilla and I were in love. And then,
原来他就是相爱的人。
22 days ago,
You're coping.
she went missing. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her. And from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and we'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do and then one morning I woke up and everyone was out. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself. All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out, she'd never have taken her own life. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive. Somebody abducted her.
哦，有个人他被绑
I have
了
no idea how or who.
这样怎么这样没有违背那个黄金法律吗？
My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have no idea where he'd be keeping her. But there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked.
那里关着他老
I've
婆
never。seen the inside of it. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow. Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there. I feel like I've looked everywhere. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. All right, friend.
入力吗？啊，该去找他了。I did not do it, Dooley.
Hello.
哦，我刚刚看到那个
Have we
那块名牌就在里
met
面。
before? Do you like it? It's shiny, innit? But well, if you get me out of here, then I wouldn't need it any. Like Galerius, he's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll. Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can have my plaque, and everyone will be happy. My friend Hannibal he said, if anything ever happened, he gave me this key. All I remember is he said something about this. Now nobody looks after me. Hannibal. Galerius already tried that. Like, Galerius, if you help make him Magus, Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up. Bye bye. Hello. My friend.
哎呦，按错了。
Bye bye.
这样，哎呦，
Hello. Bye bye.
真麻烦。选举哦，要怎么弄啊？要怎样才可以？加列里乌斯。哦，所以这件事情是已经成定局，不会再改变了。然后这个我也偷走了，也没有再出现了。
Salve. Welcome back. Nice to talk.
Hello again. That, my friend, is quite the dilemma.
I
do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I... Nothing comes to... I hope...
也不可能改变他投票啊。 哎呀！
Feeling all right? That's a.
现在这样子有点麻烦了。埃及文明牌，第4块名牌，肉粽子。我想给他，但是他现在不理我了。做这个吧。压裂礼物师，我见过他吗？
Fortune smile on you. Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
就算我告诉你，你也不会相信。
Come on, I just did as you asked. You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? You're a bit like, oh, what was it?
伊西弗斯
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over again for all eternity.
我们确实看到有在推石块的镜像。
Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had to keep fetching water.
那个是在拿果实的，拿苹果的。
And Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
哼，我们在冥界啊，哥。
Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I... Anytime. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this now. Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. Salve again, my Sisyphean... Now, what... I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is... Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. That's good enough for me. And how could you... Oh, wait. You've seen it in another time loop, haven't you? Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left,
okay,
I'll run against him. Deal?
事情又串在一起了。
All right, friend.
拜托理我一下，我可以治好你的风湿病啊。
I have nothing to.
Fuck you. God damn it. 啊，我们只能等到下个循环啊，那个下个轮回了，不然怎么办 ？OK。 God damn it！ 这里来过了，这里没东西。现在我想只能去那个那家伙的官邸了。问那家伙的官邸在哪里？ 这边确实可以看到很多那个他刚刚讲的那些什么神话，像是这个想要拿果实确实拿不到的，然后推石头推那个推石头的这些，所以这些都是隐喻吧。 完蛋了，我在浪费时间了。我不晓得他那个别墅在哪里，我已经忘记了。啊，难道说我只能再跳下去一次？哼，可能吧，再跳一次吧。对这个地方还不够熟，这样会浪费很多时间。因为这里是那个啊，没有啦，就这边吧。就这一栋吧，他就住在他隔壁而已。然后我钥匙，所以我可以直接进去。
Thank you, thank you.
然后我们应该要直接上2楼。
Yes, thank you, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored. Thank you.
这次不要再搞砸了。克劳迪亚，哦对啊，是他。
I'm not supposed to be a... Talk. You know, some time ago when he's... Now, I confront... But... I couldn't agree more. One hand washes the other, as they say. It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
What do you want?
I want you to bring me
我有两桶。
Just one small urn should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. So what do you need me to spell out? Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men. After all I've done for him, counselling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate.
所以
I'll show
他
him
就只是想让他不爽而已。
Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it.
这好吗？
You mean, aside from the fact that I'm locked in this room, and Domitius is right outside the villa, because there's barely any left in the city. In fact, there's only one small urn, as far as I'm aware, and getting it won't be easy. So...
拿去吧。
Thank you. Here's the letter.
这就是他以前写的情书，昆提乌斯，所以他的本名就在这边了。
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is.
然后他就是被这个悬赏的，然后他就是在罗马纵火的人。
What? He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know.
No way.
What? No. It was a lie of a mission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down. I curse you. I curse your life and mine. This is outrageous.
Whatever. 这样我们就有理由
Domitius
了。
doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see me. Look, if I had a Roman plaque in my possession, I'd be happy to sell it to you.
他身上也没有什么关于名牌的线索，但至少我们现在知道了，至少有东西可以证明。
How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers? If I cop an earful from Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
Whatever. 要求对啊，但是为什么刚刚没有出现那个选项啊？可能要再按一下。我希望你能退出选举。
Are you insane? Why would I withdraw from an election?
讲这句话根本就是屁话。然后
So it finally caught up with me. I suppose that makes you what? One of Nero's assassins? So you're not going to kill me? Oh, so much work and money. Oh, well, if I do it, you'd let me live?
Yes.
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal and release those two from debt bondage. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
OK， 这样子就搞定了，至少不会发生上次我们第一次遇到轮回的事情。唉，然后呢？再来呢？
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
那这样的话，我们应该可以去找加列了吧？ It's all up to me. Yes, of course. 哎，你可以参选了。他很忙。哦。你在忙什么？他卡在这里了欸。Oh my god！ 伊奎西亚？难道是在等伊奎西亚吗？不是。 可能现在要等他们把这个事件给演出给演完嘛。多米会跟他说，然后
Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising, but thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know.
然后他又开始跑，对对对。然后那个加列就是站在那边等他。
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default. That is all.
好，他终于恢复正常了，可以再跟他讲话了。 这是那个游戏设定机制的问题啊。那毕竟是只有3个人制作的游戏，我觉得这个是 OK 的，这是可以接受的。
He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed him to do that. Well, I guess it's time for me to step up then. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running. All right, friend.
然后呢？ 他会 我还会直接跑去啊，结果没有。OK，weird。克雷提乌斯。
What now?
你是
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Sentilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit. What business is that of yours? A lot of people have been looking for her. But
有时候新的视角可能会起作用。
I suppose that's true. Sentilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better, though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
要我看看他有没有什么讯息。
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow. Of course. He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? It's brutal, of course, but effective.
这样被称为集体惩罚，这算是一种战争罪。
A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent. Seems that way. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. As with the Golden Rule, as Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Okay.
If you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is...
Oh, okay.
All right.
这样的话 真蒂拉的话，我们只能找。哎，刚刚确实看到那几个人了，不过现在要找到好像也不是那么容易。
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? What were you two talking? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. If he's making a last-ditch effort to pick up votes by... What else would you... Mark my words, Malleolus is gonna be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
这边倒是有个很智障的问题，就是，他已经宣布不选举了，所以他也不会选上了，所以。
Good, then stay out of it. Can't. Listen, I don't abduct women. They come to me, and they keep coming back.
Okay,
if
whatever.
You know what I mean.
是的，很隐晦。
Listen, you don't know Sturkus. Whatever.
好吧，从他身上是没有什么特别有用的情报。那个祭司呢？其实他在哪里我都没有看到，现在不晓得他跑去哪。伊奎西亚。哦，
Be careful who you
这是尤利啊，我还以为是他。
Salve，
你怎么又跑回来？还是不晓得那个女祭司会跑去哪里？找不到人了，因为毕竟他们是会乱跑的。
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Yeah.
Feeling all right?
Not really.
That.
沃尔皮尔斯啊，找不到人呢，跑去哪了？所以你要参选了吗？
Salve again, my sister. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate. Feeling kind of nervous. Now. All right.
好，他参选了。鹅蛋？为什么？ 黄金鹅蛋哦，看起来很值钱。啊，先带在身上吧。总之， 可能先问一下其他居民吧，他们会不会改头人？因为现在那个人已经退选了。锁上了，打不开。
Greetings and salute. Hello again. Galerius, did you know he saved the life of my young friend Fabia? The man is... But...
好，对，还会投给他，非常好。
Salve. Welcome back. Nice to...
等一下，还会投给谁
Well, Sentius seems to know what he's doing. Nice.
但他会投给圣地巫师。现在就要想办法找到那个被绑走的人的下落吧。圣地啊，修士的箱子，他锁上了。话说回来，那个奸诈商人跑去哪了？消失了。
Hello. Bye.
哎，找不到人了，真讨厌。这个为什么可以？应该说，我是可以爬上去啊，但是又怎么样？爬上去能干嘛？哦，有个旧箱子，1000多块。我靠，差点摔死！乌尔皮乌斯爱圣地拉改成了乌尔皮乌斯杀了圣地拉，哼，是谁写的啊？
A few moments later.
啊，找到你了。
A new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Galeri. Why do you ask? All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend. There are some women who can vote. Vestal priestesses like myself. I can't allow the... But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome. By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. I'm responsible for announcing. As I said, I'm planning to hold it with... As you... Sir... Oh my... That is... quite a lot to take in.
因为他
You'll have to
这
give
是
me a
下个
moment.
轮回，他要重来。
Let's see. If that... We don't have much to go on. Hercules, the demigod, and Hercules, Sisyphus, and so it seems you have two options. To
这个我们之前谈过了，就不谈了。我是想问他圣地亚的事情。
Arve.
圣地亚，圣地亚，圣地亚，有没有？
Oh, Oh, let's... You really don't know? I am one of the priestesses, charged with keeping the sacred flame in Rome's shrine of Vesta burning. Excellent. Put simply... Why? So that we... It's vital that we keep them... I don't, I'm afraid. I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods. We asked for blessings. But here, I find myself reminded of an especially... Would you like to hear it? I suppose so. Jupiter and Mercury put a town to the test. Everyone turned them away and failed that test. except for an old couple named Borsis, and then wiped that town. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friend, but I like to think it's that we should always show compassion. A cynic philosopher might take that view. See you again.
所以他也不知道圣地亚的事情，我们只能去找。哎呀，可是这两个家伙已经不想理我了。哇，真的是很惨了。
Leave me. All right.
Yes.
Now you've crossed a line. Get out of there.
OK。对啊，这两个家伙不理我了，然后他老婆也不理我了。人在下个轮回再做了吗
Get out before I have Demetrius throw you out.
那我想，我们还有什么可以做？埃及呢？埃及的铭文碑呢？这家伙哇，这个人我还没看过他呢。
That's quite an impressive bow you have there.
啊，问题是我们要怎么去啊？哦，是这个老人啊，是那个老人。啊，可是我连第一个答案都没找到哎。姑且一试吧。确实是比上次来的多。上次来的时候了解了更多事情了。这底下有个门呢。上次的时候我没发现。
A visitor. Welcome, welcome. It's tell me. Ah, yes, that cursed thing. I know exactly where it is. I will tell you everything I know, but first,
又来了。
The one thing I long for above all, let us.
哲学辩论呢？哦，普鲁托，对啊，是普鲁托。
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
苏格拉底是三小。
Good enough for me. Now, let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the golden rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people.
Oh.
But under the golden rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes.
So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
No, 不可能.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
我觉得这是不存在的。
So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in? So if a man feels that stoning to death his unfaithful wife is right, then is it right?
No.
I agree. But why? Didn't you just say right and wrong depends on the individual?
如果他觉得他该杀死他的妻子，那他肯定神速派就会脑袋有病。
I see. So you get to decide right from wrong. But people who see things differently are not allowed. What makes you special? Empathy, the emotion? Let me ask you this. Imagine you were forced to choose between the death of your beloved spouse and the death of two innocent strangers. Knowing there will be no legal consequences, who would you mark for death? Of course, everyone would. Our empathy, like a siren song calling us away from our true path, would lure us toward the greater evil. Can such a beguiling thing be a reliable cornerstone for anything, let alone the perfect moral code? My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them.
没错。
And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all. I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the shrine of Persephone became the shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
所以克巴什也是被藏起来。
I'm getting to that. You see, it was among these old Greek relics that I found the thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage.
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us.
希腊人也干过一样的事情。
I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail. There are certain things you must see for yourself.
Okay.
Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Thanks.
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story. I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny. My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
所以在这里的话，可以在地底下的话是可以逃掉这个黄金律法的追杀。哼。
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive. I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years. Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner. As you wish. I enjoyed our chat.
等一下，应该还有别的事情吧？
Good to see you again.
没有了。好吧。一块哦，一人做众人受难。这水里面会不会有东西啊？哦，这水很浅。哦，是一个朋友之一。这几个应该都是吧。 从另一边锁上了。狙击。这整个地下也都是黄金雕像，我是实在是很纳闷，他是怎么撑住的？他是怎么逃过的？不晓得。这里也是一人做众人受难，只是在埃及文，埃及神像，阿努比斯的化身吗？有可能。像是在逃离什么东西？埃及的棋盘游戏。well， 太远了。搞定，继续走。狮子雕像，阿克尔弟弟，又一个埃及神像，哦。OK。对，那条路也只是埃及花瓶。上面应该都没有东西啊，刚刚在上面的时候看过了。好吧，就继续往前走就好了。这里就是一些敌人啊。也是一人做众人受难。哦，你就是，你就是科巴斯。
Who are you? I am Kabash. And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors, To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it. and restore the honor of Osiris.
为什么你要留到
Now, as for the other plaque.
哦，他知道吗
Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was. You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
埃及的冥界
It has a name, and that is the Duat.
Duat.
See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
所以希腊人抄袭埃及人，把埃及人干掉，然后呢，然后罗马呢再把希腊抄袭并干掉。哇！
I am glad to hear it, which brings me to this other, fourth plaque. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more. You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name. You are too late. It is done. You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness. If it will help you to see reason, then ask. I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kerti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kerti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead. This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
OK， 所以你也没想要离开吗？
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is, it would be unwise to venture down there.
Well, I have no choice.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it. I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
Well,
good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Of course. I'm not going to.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat.
I'll find a way out. Here goes nothing. 信仰之药 Leap of faith. And I get it. 狂暴之王。好，再来就是找到路上去而已。这有一个大石头，好奇怪。一组被侵蚀的路障，这些苏美尔人仿佛在保卫着什么东西。这么深的地底，黄金律法都，这是黄金律法吗？然后这里他不让我过去，所以我们也只剩一条路可以走了。哦，这是刺吗？哦，对，这是长矛哎。Oh my god！ 哦，这是陷阱啊！Okay. That is cool. Don't do that again.不晓得那个石头从哪里来的哦。哇！这里又有一个陷阱。我猜那球会从这里来吧？不知道。Better not try。这里又有个陷阱。
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
啊，你要杀我吗？
That was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you against coming down here. against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed? Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
我只是想要把所有的名牌都放回那个被亵渎的房间。没错，我真的想讲这个。如果一个谎言可以被真相所摧毁，那么它就应该被摧毁。在先人的基础上发展自己的文化，并没有什么可耻之处。我不晓得哪句话比较可以去。第一个好了。
You admit it. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepared to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience?
有可能，不过那你得去责怪你的，而不是我。
I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
虽然你对于来生的信仰并不是那么明确，但这不正是他们用来劝诫你行善的目的吗？
Perhaps there is some truth in that. What is your point?
虽然你现在发现自己一直被误导，但你已经做了一辈子的好人，难道就因为这样而放弃吗？在这个重要时刻。
You are persuasive. Very well. I will let you live, and you may do what you will with that plaque. I will remain here for a while and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Okay. 啊，这些都过不去啊！这些应该都只是我只要不要踏到这个陷阱就好。哦，这就是哦。我又走反方向，我又走错了，天啊！ 哎，等一下，我该怎么回去？怎么走都是一样的路啊，不是吗？这里吧。哦 ，shit。OK。过一阵子真的会完全忘记怎么走。啊，好，总算是可以离开这里了。
You've returned.
Oh yeah, I returned.
Good to see you again, friend.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
所以这样我们就拿到了，我们现在就只差1块了吧？我们身上我们已经有3块在身上了。What a trip! 古希腊的神像，我想时间也差不多了吧，这样应该要选举了吧？我也只能到下个轮回去了。哦，好像没有，他们还在。还有什么可以发现的吗？恩蒂拉的话。多米这边是拿讲话是不行的，他不会鸟你的。然后
I hope you have a good reason. You've returned. Ask them. Good. Of course. Yeah. Why do you say that? So I'm told. This is truly atrocious behavior, which undermines the very foundations of our democracy. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, but before we proceed, I must ask, are you sure he's the one? Ah, it looks like... Of course.
你可以放弃选举啊！我想要让加列当选呢。
Sixth, before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome. It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to serve. My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now, the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably... I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. They're supposed to be annual, but unfortunately it just seems very... Thank you.
所以跟他讲也没什么好，也没有什么好处，也没办法叫他放弃选举。希望能够让加列当选吧，因为这样子我的事情，我的故事才有办法。这个故事才有办法继续下去哦。他应该不想理我了。
Do I need to ask her?
啊，好吧，那我想就直接赶快让他们选举吧。现在能做的事情也太少了，目前也没想到可以做什么。再确认一次。啊。
That's quite an impressive Vega. It'll be white. As I... Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
幸好还有这个选项哦。
It is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.看看会发生什么事情吧。谁会当选呢？ Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
Citizens, you have made
他还是死要选那个家伙。
Sextus Sentius Imperiosus.
My fellow citizens, you've placed your trust in me once again, and you won't regret it. I vow that each day henceforth will be just like this one, and I will deliver.
You and your arrival, whatever your name is, you're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is gonna be magistrate.
啊，他要洗一洗这一切事吧。
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
好吧，果然还是没办法呀。可以看到当场死亡了。God damn it. 好，那又一个轮回了。我们这次确实已经做了不少事情了，但是我想离这个结束可能还很遥远了。所以我想这个部分就先到这边了。接下来我们要做的事情应该就很简单哦，因为这些人现在终于肯理我了。在一次这个轮回之后，至少会先把一些可以解决的事情先解决完了。那我们还有一块名牌要找，我们有这个柳树皮要给他治好他的风湿病，然后还要想办法让他当选，然后让加列当选，然后这个维吉尔的问题也是要解决。我想维吉尔的问题跟这个肉虫是就跟这个风湿病是一起的，这个应该没问题。还有蓄水池呢？蓄水池我们还没有找到方法。芬蒂拉的下落目前就是这些哦。那感谢各位收看哦，那我们下次再见，拜拜。